Hey, so it's day 258 of Hey, what are you doing today? I think somewhere along these days I'm gonna cross that threshold where the days have gone to their highest amount of darkness, and now they're starting to get more light. So it's kind of an interesting metaphor as I make it through this period with what's going on with my job, but at the same time I recognize that some of the struggle that I have going on is just one, it's going to make that leaving feel so much better, and just kind of cement the fact that I really need to take the next step. Sometimes, like the when the baby bird is old enough to fly, it could hang out in the nest for a long time, but if the mother doesn't push it out, it's and force it to fall, it's never going to spread its wings. So that's I kind of like, I guess that's on a positive note, trying to keep my mind positive about things that are going on in my life right now. But I'm so ready. It's a just coming up to that threshold here soon. So. But that's another element of things. Not really the topic that I wanted to talk about today. Just kind of something that's going on through my mind. It's good to feel back on track. It's good to feel that some of the negative effects of the holidays, as far as food and lack of concentration. It was good to feel that. So yesterday was a pretty clean day. Today's been a very clean day. And my concentration is back. My motivation is back. All the elements of things that happen when bad foods get into the system. What an amazing difference it is! It really is. But I've got a newfound motivation to break that 190 barrier, get into the 180s. I think that realistically, I could probably do that within about 2 weeks. I found that now that I've gotten down to the 190 200 range, even overeating, I'm not jumping back up to the 210 220 range. And it's my body's learned to kind of maintain itself. So maybe it needed that flux to break to this next point, as well as mentally I needed it. Um, but that'll be the next thing. I've decided to start weighing myself every day. Before it was something that I wanted to visit once a week, so that I know that in the initial stages of weight loss, my experience has always been that there's huge fluctuations, and there's ups and downs for sometimes no real reason. But now at this point, I want to be very critical of what I'm doing. So I want to judge myself at the same time every day. Get up. First thing I'm going to do now is weigh myself in the same clothes that I would wear the day before, and get a real nice gauge of what's going on with my system, and watch that as progress and motivation. I guess the thing that I kind of wanted to talk about today was how a lot of the information that I've been taking in on, and it's on so many different levels, whether it's a financial, philosophical, spiritual, social. I really am just kind of exploring all the gamuts of anything that seems to be valid and valuable to this journey. I've kind of opened up and taken in, and what's interesting is little to almost none of it is something that would have been taught to me in a normal education. Secondary college education, I might have come across it, but thinking, all the way from, pre-kindergarten to high school, I'd say 99% of this information was never taught. I don't, I'm not here to make a comment on it, like a judgment or anything like that. It's more just kind of a surprise. It's all very valid, valuable information. I mean, for example, little things that I've never heard anybody say, and I wouldn't have come across had I not explored this on my own. And at 40 years old, it might sound really silly to some people out there, but this is new information to me that I'd never come across it. But take for example, one thing that I came across a few days ago was, don't concentrate on your. And this is not me telling somebody what to do or anything. This is just kind of how it came to me. And this is a regurgitation of the statement, but not to concentrate on income or salary or wage, or what you're making, but more so to pay attention to your net worth and make that the goal. Not so much trying to get a raise or trying to make more money. What can I do to grow my net worth? And that really changes kind of the perspective on things for me. It really makes me think about the debt I carry. It makes me think about the way that I would spend normally on a credit card. It makes me think about things that I would buy. That one little statement there, is it, and it comes back to something that I learned at the very beginning, different liabilities and assets, those kind of things. But I'd never heard anybody just break it down as that. Pay attention, concentrate on your net worth. It's just a great concept, and it turns it into a goal in itself. It turns it into a game of sorts. It turns it into a challenge. How can I grow my net worth? And all of a sudden, all these little triggers in my brain start looking around, trying to find different ways to bring money in, versus looking for a different job, or looking for a better job, or asking for a raise, or finding some place I could make more money. It's not so much about that. It's more just about generating worth, and then that kind of comes down to generating value as I believe as I become more valuable as a person, the world will reciprocate my income. As I do things that are more meaningful, or more valid, more useful, and more beneficial to the society as a whole. I think that the money will come back. Will be given back to me. So it's just an interesting concept that as silly as it sounds, I never thought about. But now it's kind of ingrained in my brain. It's not how much money am I going to make this month. It's how does this affect my net worth? If I go and spend $200 on something that I don't necessarily need on a credit card, it's going to take me $200 backwards. And what's the value of this thing in the end if I need to cash it in? Just a simple little concept, but it really changes the game. There was another one that I wanted to comment on, just to kind of catch, but it seems to have slipped my mind. But I don't know if I have too much else to talk about today. Just I kind of reorganized things a little bit. I redid a checklist, so it's a little bit easier for me to go through the day. I added some more things. I made some things longer. I realized one of my goals every day was to read at least 5 pages. If I read more, that was fine, but at least I had to take the time every day to read 5 pages of a book of some kind, some way, shape, or form. And I've been jumping around a couple different books, and one of them is a 550-page book, and I'm like, why is this? I've kind of lost interest in it, but I want to finish it because it was something that I started. I don't think it's the most valuable book I could have picked up, but it has some valid points. But I'm like, why is this book taking so long? Well, it's because I'm reading it 5 pages at a time, So I upped that to 10 pages, and it, it didn't seem any different, Now it's reading 10 pages. So, and maybe that's just like with exercise. It's the same thing, just constantly taking those extra steps. I notice now what a difference stretching really makes. I went without stretching for like 2 weeks, and just today started stretching again, and it's just incredible. I need to incorporate more stretching into my day. I need to little things like that. Just I need to expand them. I need to concentrate on expanding the running. I need to concentrate on expanding everything. As this goes. But I think that's it. Just wanted to mention that one piece. Concentrate on net worth, not income. I keep this ball rolling. So that's day 258. Hey, what are you doing today? Thanks.